So here's 8 simple steps of how to act as if. Just gives you a guide of what we need to do in order to feel that we are acting as if. What does it mean to act as if? In the literal sense, to act as if implies living like you are in that state of reality you desire. You need to be in a state. When we're afraid, we're in the state of fear. When we're happy, we're in the state of happiness. So you need to put yourself in that state of the reality that you want to be in. For example, if you want to be happy, you do the actions you would do if you were happy, like being grateful, kind, and laugh more often. And you can do this. If you're sad, think of a moment that made you really happy, and then go there in your mind, and you're going to see that your mind is going to change from sadness to happiness. It works quite well. Now that you understand the principles behind the concept of as if, it's time for you to learn how you can implement and apply this principle to your life. So here are 8 simple steps you can follow to apply this principle and become the person worthy of the success that you desire. Number 1 is be conscious of your feelings and emotions. This is so important. It's integral in how you act as if. The first step you need to do is to identify the feelings that you want. If you want to feel happy, identify them. How do you feel when you're happy? Or how do you feel when you're excited? How do you feel when you're motivated to do something and you jump on that bike and you ride your bike, for whatever reason, but you're just excited. So you need to make that first step. Without knowing the feelings, it is difficult to manifest and act as if things are already happening. So you need to find out the exact feeling that you felt before it is the same kind of feeling, perhaps as owning a new car. So remember, if you ever bought a new car, if you had something really exciting happen to you, think about that feeling. What did it feel like? Because one of the things we talked about this before in the law of attraction and also the psychology of as if, is the feeling and emotion is what's going to trigger the actions of the reality that you're choosing to follow. You have to be able to feel the emotion of that idea that you're happening in your mind. Like if you want a new car, of course, we may not have the money, but we'll talk about how to get there. For instance, you know how freedom, prosperity, success, and excitement feel like because you've experienced these emotions before. For example, if you drive a new car, if driving a new car makes you feel like a success, find out an example that you felt this same feeling before. So if you've ever felt like successful before in your life and you want to feel like you're going to have a new car, transfer that feeling of excitement and success to driving that car in your mind. Or perhaps when you received your degree from university or college or high school or whatever it was, you had this feeling of exhilaration. It was so wonderful, like, wow, I've achieved something amazing. That feeling that you had is very important to remember so that you could pull it forward in order for you to feel the same feelings when you want something that's intangible, that you can't see, you can't touch, but you want it. You need to bring in that feeling, that emotion. The key is to feel the root emotion in order to feel as if you already have it. So as you project more of this emotion, your desire will draw closer to you. Remember, we attract what we think. Number 2, create the harmony between what you want and your actions. You have to have a harmony. It's a universal law. The second step is about creating the harmony between what you desire and your action. So a lot of people find it hard to act as if they already have the things that they desire because their action is not consistent with their feelings. They can act like they're rich, but deep down inside their hearts, they do not feel rich at all. So here's the thing. You don't want to confuse the universe or the ether or whatever you want to call it, the universal laws, by saying that you want one thing and then thinking something different. For example, I really want to have a lot of money, but I can't pay my bills. Those are two contrasting ideas, where if you use those ideas back to back, you're canceling that whole effort. The law of the universe doesn't understand, or how things work, doesn't understand that what you want, you're saying one thing and then you're saying something else. If you say, I want to have a new car, I'm just going to now see which car I want, and when I find it, I will follow up with that kind of thing. So be positive at all times. Or in fact, take a test drive. If you say you want to own a new car, you feel excited when you think about it, but if you're not willing to check out the price, the model, visit the showroom, or even take a test drive, it shows that your action is not consistent with your feelings. This is important to understand. The idea that if you want a car so badly, a certain model or make or whatever you want, go out there and check it out. I'll tell you what I did once. One time I wanted to see how it felt to go and look at $1 million homes or apartments, whatever. So I went out, and of course I couldn't afford to buy one, but I went out and made appointments with real estate agents, and I'd say, yeah, I'm looking for this apartment. This is my price range. And I went and looked at about 10 or 12 beautiful apartments. It was amazing. And I felt like as if, I can buy it. And I went out and looked at it. And it's the same thing with the car. Go visit the showroom, sit in the car, take a test drive. You may not be able to afford what you really want or what you're thinking about, or it's not reality at that moment, but your actions and your feelings are going to be consistent with your desires. And those things happen much more to a positive effort and outcome than if you just thought about driving a car and let it go. So try to immerse yourself in that emotion. Do whatever it takes for you to feel that you are wanting what you want. Take that action. Get outside of your comfort zone. In terms of a job, you might want a good job or great salary, benefits, job security. You want to work close to home. Who doesn't want that? Someone who has a great career obviously will not complain about his job when he was asked about it. He or she probably shares all the good things that they have experienced in the job if you ask them. That's why it's good to go on informational interviews, because people will tell you what they love about their job and they'll share that with you. And this is what you should do too. If you want to build a successful career, act like you have a great career. Or if you're working at a job that you love or you want to love, but it's difficult, act as if you love it. Go out of your way to do things to make you happy in doing the things that you do. Like for me, for instance, I love my job. I love my team. I love working with ISS, but I really put myself heart and soul into it. And I love developing these PowerPoints and all these things that I do, because it's making me feel as if I'm part of a greater purpose, not just myself. It's not just for me, it's for others. And so never complain about a job or anything else. Do not blame or criticize, because someone who has a great career will never do that. So talk to people who really love their job. If you don't love your job, talk to them and see how they feel and what they did and how they got their job, and maybe copy them. You will find the career you want, the job you want. Number 3 is rinse, repeat, and let go. The third step is to rinse and repeat and then let go. Tony Robbins, the world's famous success coach, says it well. He says that personal development is a skill, which it is. It's like any other skill that we have for job development. And in order to improve your skill, you need to train and do it every day. So you need to repeat those things every day. Practice makes perfect. When it comes to the principle of acting as if, you need to practice it and do it daily. You want to ingrain it to become part of your life and also become your habit. So remember, it has to become habitual. You can't just think of something that you want and let it go and then never revisit it. You have to keep practicing it every day. And then, of course, let it go, because you have to have some space between what you want and what will be. And in that middle part is just, keep practicing and doing the things you love to do. When you are acting as if you are a successful person, you want to be, your mind makes it real. And when your action is consistent with your emotion, it further strengthens your mind and makes you believe that you are the person you were meant to be. So remember, your action has to be consistent with your emotions and your feelings. They have to be. They cannot be separate. Otherwise, it won't work. And finally, the results will follow.